Hey all, welcome to this week's CIOPCC Top 10. Now, lately I've been doing top 10 series from different companies, so I think I'll stick with that today. Now, these are series, not figures, not individual figures. These are my top 10 favorite series from Mezco. And we're going to start out with one that, it kind of started it all. It was one of their very first lines. It was called Silent Screamers. I'm going to walk past one of them right here, the Golem. But I'll show you also what they look like in the package. I've got one down over here. They did a couple of waves of these. There you can see one of the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari figures, along with up here, there's some loose ones. There's Dr. Caligari in the back there with Renfield. There's Nosferatu. So, terrific line. I've got a few of these. I don't have the both series, so I've got a few of these I want to pick up still. But this is one of those that if I do another collection suggestion, that's an excellent collection suggestion because all of these are fairly cheap and easy to come by these days. And they're really nice. Like I said, they were called Aztec toys then. But eventually, they became Mezco. Now we're going to wander up here and talk about number 9. The Living Dead dolls. I don't have a ton of Living Dead dolls. There you see the Creature of the Black Lagoon. But it is a huge series for them. It has been around for decades now. You can see I did have a few that I just had to pick up that I couldn't avoid. There's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th. Here's Wednesday. That was the most recent one I picked up. So yeah, I've picked up a few. But I have to recognize the fact of just what a terrific line it is and how much of an effect it's had. Let's wander back over here for number 8. Every year at Comic-Con there for a while, I would look forward to them coming out with one of these guys, the Thundercats. Here's a couple of them up here on the top. They were doing these in quarter scale, and these are rotocast. I loved these things. I thought they were so great. They weren't cheap by any means, but they were fun. You can see there's a 2-pack in the back. 5 more of them here in front. So yeah, I really like these as well. I wish they'd been able to do some more of them. I think that's all they did. Including that 2-pack in the back and those 2 you saw up there that were Comic-Con exclusives. So they get the number 8 spot. Number 7, I'm going to say this a lot, but I really wish this is another line we had gotten more than one wave out of. There is nothing to fear. Wait, no, that's not the saying. Something about there is nothing to fear. Underdog is here. It'll come to me in a second. Polly Purebred, Riff Raff, those are still on the card. You got a Simon Bar Sinister. And there was a regular Underdog. This is the Underdog with the mind control device that was a con exclusive as well. He's pretty cool. Another series that I wish we had gotten more than one wave. There is no need to fear. Underdog is here. There we go. I knew I'd think of it. So let's go down around this way and look at number 6. Now, remember, everybody and their brother's done Universal Monsters, but none of them have done them with quite the flair and design style of Mezco. This 9-inch series they did is great. Probably love it particularly because they did 4 versions of Creature from the Black Lagoon. But they did 3 versions of Frankenstein, too. We only got the Mummy. That was the only 3 characters they did like this. But it was a great line. I wish we'd, again, seen more of it. They did even more stuff with their Universal line. You see that Frankenstein up there to the right of Chucky. That's another Mezco that they produced. So they dilly-dally, dabbed around a bit with various and sundry versions of the Universal Monsters. And being a big fan of that entire style, they get number 6. Number 5 is another line. We only got one wave. The Goon. We got 4 figures in the wave. Bob himself, of course. I love the priest. Really detailed. And of course, we have the zombie over here. He was a Build-A-Figure when you bought the 4. You could assemble him. Really love that series. Wished we got in a second series, but a lot of these things they didn't get to go as deep as I would have liked. Now, one they did go deep, that's going to get number 4. Actually, my top 4 all went deep. Hellboy. They did quarter scale figures galore. They did 8-inch scale figures galore. See some more down here. They did them for animated stuff. They did them for the movies. They did some 4-inch figures you can see in front along with Mezits. The little figures they do. Some other various figures, including a couple of for the cartoon. They really went deep with the Hellboy stuff. Easily gets my number 4 spot. They did a really nice job with all of it. Lots of variations, though, again, remember, they liked their facial expression variations, their slight changes. Big thing for them. You're going to see that again with the number 3 pick. The number 3 pick is South Park. Now, there's going to be some Mirage figures mixed in, but the smaller figures are all Mezco, and they did a really nice job with this line. Gave us some really cool stuff. Decent variety of characters, a few things I never thought we'd see, like God. And yeah, they did a nice job across the board. A lot of Cartman variations, of course. So they get number 3. Number 2 is another cartoon line. This time they went even deeper. And that would be Family Guy. Sure, we got some characters like, you know, Brian in the banana suit there. And some stuff was, oh, there was always plenty of Peters and Stewies. But they also got some really unusual characters. There's another God. And they went with some characters that I never thought we'd see. Now, again, they loved facial variations, expression variations. So I kept most of those. If it was the same figure, but it had some minor variation in it, I usually kept it carded. So you can see there's a whole bunch of those across here, too. But that's a really fun line, and it gets my number 2 spot. I should look and see how expensive those are to pick up these days. That might be a good collection suggestion to do as well. But now we're going to come around and we're going to talk about the number 1. You know what the number 1 is. I just got another one this week. This is an ongoing line. I want to be a completist, but I doubt I ever will be. Still missing about a half dozen of them. That would be the 112 Collective. Rumble Society and Gomez stuff. With their in-house properties, they produced all kinds of things. They've licensed this style out to a whole bunch of stuff. Horror and science fiction, cartoons, including the Turtles. They've done vehicles, as you can see with the Lawmaster, and they've done larger vehicles. They've hit up both Marvel and DC over here. If you want a good look at all of this stuff, I think I've got favorite collection videos on all of it, which have been broken up into at least 3 groups, maybe 4. Marvel, DC, probably the Rumble Society Gomez stuff, and then other licensed stuff. So at least 3 videos covering the all the 112 stuff. Fantastic line. Hope it goes on for many, many, many more years, even though it's a killer on the wallet. So there we have my top 10 Mezco lines. Maybe you wanted to add Cinema of Fear in there. That was a great series that was very similar to the movie Maniacs. Maybe you wanted to add Popeye in there or something else. Just let me know what your favorites are. And until Wednesday when we do another favorite collection, you have a great collecting week.